to, I was watching the Tompkins County Public Safety Committee meeting the other day,
Yes,
and they're exploring and submitting a grant proposal for a program called GIVE.
yes,
And so it's gun involved violence elimination.
correct.
And from what I gathered, when I heard what they were talking about and then, Googled myself to death. It sounds like a decent program and, it's on the end of probation. It's really trying to get these persons out of the gun mentality, getting them jobs and making, trying to reduce recidivism. The question I have is because they said the reason that the Department, Criminal Justice Division is exploring this with Tompkins County, everybody can't be in this, you have to be asked to be in it, and so we've been asked. But they indicated it was because of the gun-related crime in the city. However, during the meeting, they indicated that the city was not involved.
Okay, I can clarify that.
Okay, good.
And just recently, last week, as well as this week, there's been some conversations with DCJS on that grant. No decisions have been made. It's above my level, although I do support it. I think it's besides the grant, it's also partnering with the Sheriff's Department,
Right.
the DA and probation. And the reason Ithaca was identified was based on the gun violence from 2020 and 2021, I believe were the years they looked at.
Right,
And based on that, there is money available for that. For personnel as well as technology, crime analysis and a whole bunch of things.
correct.
And so we just, like I said, we just had some conversations with DCJS and whether a decision to join in on that hasn't been determined yet. And that would be like I said, we just had some conversations, but they do want to get the program, when I say they, DCJS wants to get that program up and running by this summer.
Correct, that's what I understood.
Right.
The person who has to make the decision is the acting chief,
Or the mayor.
which is it?
I don't know. I think the chief has to sign off on it, but obviously the mayor needs to be on board with that as well. And so like I said, we just recently had some conversations with them. The initial meetings, we didn't have any conversation, or we weren't in the initial meetings.
Right.
Due to scheduling. And but since then, like I said, from last week to just this week, I've been in touch with DCJS and we've had a meeting with them regarding that.
Okay. Could you run that up the flagpole
Yep,
and let us know how you make out? Because
you sent that to me
I did.
and the mayor's back in town and, I'll talk to her about it.
Okay. Because I'd hate like hell, because we only have an acting chief, that we get sidelined and it doesn't happen because a decision can't be made.
Very good. I appreciate the fact that you sent it to me.
Okay, all right. If I can help in any way, we should write a letter or whatever you want us to do. I mean, it's clear from the conversation here with Vince that he thinks it's a good program and we should get engaged in this. And from my understanding, from the brief conversation and a little reading I did, it's all state money.
Right. There may be some challenges with some of the staffing, but I think we can work through it. This is me speaking. I think we can work through it and should make it a priority to work with our partners and other agencies because we are so short-staffed. I'm looking at it from a little bit different perspective that we're short-staffed and we do need to rely on the Sheriff's Department, probation, and the DA's office to try to work on solving these gun crime issues. And the state's willing to help us out. When I say the state, DCJS, and their people and their consultants or expert people that can assist us. I think it's a worthwhile program that we need to look at.
Vince, what does DCJS stand for?
Division of Criminal Justice Services in Albany.